At the Open Mic community, we love and respect our military, the women and men who served and do serve our country. And many of them, and many of you, after your career in the military, go off and you have started and grown some of the best small businesses around. Today on the podcast, my good friend who is also a veteran, Scott Leroy, he comes on and he talks about some of his training, right, that he learned in the Special Forces in the Air Force and how it applied to help us grow this company, Fieldstone Landscape, from a $2 million to a $12 million landscape company. He's had success all over, and the foundation was right there in the military.
Yeah, so enlisted early 2001. My neighbor was a brigadier general, and I was at a time in my life where college wasn't the right path for me. And I said, I need something that's gonna, give me some structure. And he said, hey, what about pararescue? It's Air Force. And
what is pararescue?
I know nothing about it, but I was like, okay, what is that? Basically it's the Navy SEALs of the Air Force, we'll call it, right?
Okay.
So it's search and rescue,
yep.
down pilots,
yep.
An expert medic.
Okay.
Right?
So you're it's similar to like a combat medic?
It's a combat medic. Yep. You can get in and out, whether it's water, air, or, by land. So they teach you, train you. The pipeline's 18 months long.
Yep.
Our team started with 105, graduated 14. And the 14
Wait, so 105,
yep.
graduated 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're, hope my math's good on this, a little over 10%?
Yeah, roughly they say that's,
around 10%.
Average. At least it was back when we went through. Nowadays it's a little different.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, fair. So probably a little easy. I don't know.
Nothing's easy about it.
No.
The training has changed.
Okay.
So graduation classes, you're seeing, high 20s graduate. So
yep.
You used to see 9 to 15, somewhere
yep.
in there. And then over the years, you started to see larger graduation.
Okay. And let me just, and I say this as a compliment. We're yep. best friends. And so what's your height and weight?
Yeah, 5'7", 150 pounds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you are one of the 14 that went through the craziest training. Let's give a little more insight into that, because I think it's mm-hmm. important once we get into the business world. Yeah. The business sector give us some of the training. Give us some of the most difficult training. What did you do?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of difficult parts. Whether it was combat dive had its hard parts. Whether it was yep. a 10-mile run. Whether it was buddy breathing. Whether it was underwaters. Whether it was I'll never forget the first night dive. It's all of a sudden you're in pitch black on a boat driving a mile out into the middle of the ocean, and they're like, all right, your dive depth's 30 feet. See you on the shore in an hour and a half. And
wait. So they take you offshore?
Take you offshore, yeah.
And how deep is the water?
Oh, the water's extremely deep.
Okay, and they say you have to go 30 feet down with a buddy.
You cannot go less than or lower than 55 feet.
Okay.
So 55 feet with a rebreather. So we're on a rebreather.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you can't go drop below 55 feet because then your air becomes toxic.
And how far can you see?
You can't see your hand in front of your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I wish you could see something, but you can't see anything.
And they take all the sharks out of the water.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it depends where you're at on that dive, whether you're the lead guy on the tack board,
yep.
Just kicking with a glow stick
yep.
and a compass, looking, at your coordinates and going, or you're the person behind on the 6-foot buddy line, just in pitch black.
Are you carrying any weapons or anything?
It depends on the dive, but sometimes you had a rucksack, sometimes you were fully geared up, other times you were just in BDUs.
How's that feel?
The first one, the nerves, you just can't really describe them.
The first one.
But eventually you become numb to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll never become actually fully numb to it, because mm-hmm. every second your state awareness is just locked in, right? But once you get to a comfort level, you're not shaking, your knees aren't knocking, right? The expression your knees are knocking, felt it once there and felt it on my first jump at Airborne. So those weren't the hardest physical things, but the hardest mental things to overcome.
Yeah, man.
Those were pretty tough.